Welcome to Worth It or Waste of Time. Today we're reviewing the Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, Avengers Infinity War.
I'll give the synopsis on this one. So, Avengers Infinity War follows every other Marvel movie that's come up to this point. You know, like Avengers Age of Ultron, Iron Man, stuff like that. And this guy called Thanos, his idea is that he wants to reduce half of the universe's population to he wants to act like a savior to make sure that there's more food to go around because it's overpopulated. And to do that, he has to collect all 5 Infinity Stones in his Infinity Gauntlet. The Mind Stone, the Soul Stone,
I don't know all the stones.
the Soul...
Power
Stone, Time Stone.
Yeah, Time Stone, and then there's one other. Shit, Soul Stone.
There's a lot of stones. 6 stones. That's
Lots
a lot.
of stones. I mean, Thanos collecting these Infinity Stones like he's collecting Pokemon cards. It's just a lot of things.
And the Avengers, of course, tried to stop it because they're the freaking Avengers. They try to stop anything with the help of the Guardians of the Galaxy. And throughout the movie, it's just Thanos collecting these stones and, the Avengers just fighting off Thanos and his evil minions and just trying to save the world and all that.
This movie is, honestly, it's the Russo brothers that directed this movie, and they, not only them, but the producers and everyone in Marvel, they put this together. It's almost like this really detailed painting. Every layer, because it's been built up over so many years. It was 10 years of build-up for this movie and for Avengers Endgame, of all of these other movies, all of these other characters finally coming together to make this amazing movie, right? That just has all of these different characters pulled in, and tells the story about how they came together to stop this villain Thanos from destroying the universe. So I really like that part of it. Should we go ahead and just jump into what we really liked about the movie?
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and go first. You already know I'm going to say that this is one of my favorites of all time. I've mentioned that Avengers in the first video that we did, Avengers Endgame is my second favorite movie of all time. This is Infinity War, so it's the one right before Avengers Endgame. Honestly, I see it as a mirror to Avengers Endgame. In fact, in some cases, I could even say that I love these movies the same, and that they're kind of part of one movie because it's kind of a two-parter.
It's a two-parter.
It's Infinity War and then Endgame. I say I love Endgame, but I love Infinity War just as much as Endgame, actually. It is absolutely amazing. And honestly, I could get into all the details about what makes it amazing. The story is awesome. As Lex mentioned, that Thanos collecting these Infinity Stones, the progression of the movie itself works really well. Yeah, it's very well made, I felt like. And then there's emotional moments at the end of the movie when Thanos
does something.
Well, you can say. I mean, it's been long enough. I think people have seen it.
I don't know.
Snaps, right? He snaps his finger. He gets the Infinity Stones.
You should have gone for the head.
Yeah, you should have gone for the head. It's got some great one-liners in it. There's one point where everybody's fighting Thanos on this other planet, right? And Iron Man is fighting him, and Thanos just, with the Power Stone, he's like, "Ugh," and he pulls down a planet and throws it at Iron Man. And Iron Man's like, you throw another planet at me, I'm gonna lose it. I'm just like, oh my gosh, that line. Like, honestly, from anybody else, it would have been the most ridiculous line, but Robert Downey delivers it well. It's just like, it's funny, it works. And then there's so many...
And then there's that one scene where there's Thor, Groot, and Rocket. They come down and Groot stabs 3 people. And Thor's like, oh, this is my new friend, Tree. And he's like, I am Groot. And then Captain America is like, I am Steve Rogers.
I am Steve Rogers.
I am Steve Rogers.
It's funny. And then the big moments when we have people come in and it's a heroic, huge moment, right? When Thor comes into Wakanda, boom, and he's throwing his new axe, Stormbreaker, around and just destroying people. And you think, man, they're gonna crush Thanos and his army, and then it doesn't end up being that way. And actually, I would say my most favorite part of this movie is at the very, very end. And it's actually a really emotional, sad part of the movie. And it's when Scarlet Witch is trying to save the person that she loves, Vision, from Thanos. And they realize that they can't stop Thanos, right? You say Thanos has got 3 stones at this point, or no, he's got all of them.
He's got all of them except
for the one from Vision.
Stone.
And so it's Scarlet Witch and Vision. They have this moment where they're like, he's like, you have to do it, and you know you do. And she's like, I don't want to. And she's in tears because she knows if she has to destroy the Mind Stone, or not, that Vision has, it'll kill him. And she's like, I don't want to kill you. I love you, you know. But she's doing it. And it's just such a very emotional moment, and the soundtrack is amazing for it. And then she gets it done, and this thing that was the hardest thing in the world for someone to do, and then Thanos immediately just reverses time and grabs it out of his, you know, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's such a moving moment.
You can't stop him.
And you couldn't stop Thanos, and I loved that part of it in particular. That was one of my favorite parts. So you tell me, what are your favorite parts of the movie?
This movie lacked nothing at all. There was absolutely no flaws. They did amazing on the action, on the fighting scenes. They did amazing on the humor. They did amazing on the visuals. They did amazing on the soundtrack. It was amazing. So what I liked about it a lot was how I've mentioned in previous videos how I like a countdown or a list. Going through things one by one, and as it builds up. How he gets each stone one by one. And I really like that about this movie.
Well, and that's another thing that I think on the reverse side, again, for Endgame, that is also really good. This one, Thanos is collecting the stones. In Endgame, it's the Avengers' turn to say, we're going to go collect the stones before Thanos, right? And that's what's really cool. Again, mirror movies. They're very good.
Another thing I liked was how we could follow different storylines throughout the movie. Like, there was 3 separate ones. There was one in Wakanda. There was one on the Thanos planet.
Vormir?
No.
Not that one. Oh, you're talking about the other one, yeah. And then
Yeah.
Vormir is another one, right?
No, not really, because that's still part.
Well, I guess Thanos.
That's still
went in
part of
that one.
Thanos.
Yeah.
And then the one with Thor, Groot, and Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, that's right.
So that was interesting. I kept you entertained throughout the whole movie.
Titan, I think, is the name of the planet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's jump into anything we didn't like. Do you have anything? I have one little thing, and it's not honestly something that I didn't like, but I find it so interesting that people are like, Thanos was right, you know? And then they had this whole thing that came out when Avengers Infinity War came out, and I'm like, how dumb are people, you know, to think Thanos is right? Because, okay, for one thing, you destroy half the universe is left, right? Which means you're making people miserable. And he's doing it because of overpopulation and resources, right? But how fast do people repopulate? It's going to happen again no matter what. And if he could destroy half the universe, why not just double the resources?
Because that's not what the Infinity Stones do.
You could, though. In Infinity Stones, if you can kill half the people, immediately make them disappear. You can also disappear. You can also snap your fingers to make double the resources for everybody. Now no one has to die, and you have double the resources. And I get it. This guy had obviously some trauma from his own planet, from seeing the overpopulations destroy his world and cause wars and things. And I get the relevance to our current day and age. It's just, again, with the power of the Infinity Stones, it didn't pass the sniff test. It didn't make perfect sense the way his logic was like, yeah, I'm gonna go destroy half the world.
He can't double the resources, for once.
Why couldn't
And
he?
then 2, overpopulation is a problem because there's too much resources. They keep building and like.
So why wouldn't that keep going after he destroyed half the universe? Why wouldn't that keep happening though? And why couldn't he double the resources?
Because he doesn't have the power to do that.
That's kind of, and so that, to be fair, right? Again, that's not a problem for me from the movie. It's just I found the response to Thanos's plan very funny when people were like, Thanos was right. I'm like, that's dumb. That's kind of a, okay, genocide, sure.
I don't know.
Destroy the world.
I don't know.
No.
If Earth is overpopulating.
It's a mental illness, man.
It's gonna become like unlivable.
So you think destroying half the world is the answer?
I think that we need to chill out on making babies. That's
okay,
what I think.
Yeah, but destroying the world, people in the world, is not the answer.
No, a pretty easy solution is that you only have 2 children.
Yeah, they have that in China.
Really?
Yes, actually. Anyway, let's jump into categories.
We didn't go into what I didn't like.
Yeah, I asked you. Do you have something you didn't like?
No.
See, that's what I thought. I asked him and he said no. All right, we're going to jump into categories. First, we'll go with acting. Incredible acting. Elizabeth Olsen was my favorite in this movie. She is so powerful as Scarlet Witch, but her emotion, especially with her relationship with Vision, was absolutely incredible. Robert Downey and Tom Holland, their interaction in this movie at the very end of it. Oh my gosh, just... And honestly, people said that was the moment they cried, was that interaction between them.
Did you almost cry when you saw it?
Not this one, no. I did in Endgame, absolutely.
You
but
did?
Not in this one. And there was just something about Endgame that, like, it got me more.
R.I.P. Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, those two were fantastic. I'm trying to think of who else had really good emotional, like, acting scenes. I think those would be my 3 favorites. It would be Elizabeth Olsen, Tom Holland, and Robert Downey for this movie. Were just all amazing.
With acting, the ones I give favorite acting to are probably the ones who are my favorite superheroes. Iron Man,
Robert Downey Jr.,
Doctor Strange,
yep.
Benedict Cumberbatch,
yep.
Tom Holland.
Yeah,
those were good.
And then Black Panther too.
Black Panther.
Yeah, he's great too.
T'Challa.
Yep.
Played by...
Who's that played by? Him dying was...
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, he was such a great actor, and we lost him too soon, honestly. He was great. All right, so moving on to... Visual effects. Honestly, some of the best I've ever seen. There was so much CGI in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
So many visual effects that they did, and they were flawless. I honestly cannot notice a single part of it where I'm like, oh, that looks bad. Okay, that's not true. There is one thing that looks a little bad, and
if you tell me, then next time I watch it, I'll just see it.
Well, we have to mention it for the video. It's Hulk, not Hulk, but it's Hulkbuster with Bruce Banner in it. That looked a little odd sometimes. That was the only part of the entire movie that I was just like, this is a little weird.
Okay, that doesn't mean it looked bad. It just looked weird.
It was a little bad, but the rest of it was amazing.
How does it look bad?
It doesn't fit. Like it didn't mesh. It didn't look natural. So that's why. Anyway, moving on. You don't have any issues with the special effects? Anything?
No, it was amazing special effects. Best special effects.
Soundtrack. Oh my gosh. It is one I have listened to so much since this movie. And especially the 2 scenes, well, one of the scenes I've already mentioned, which was the very end when Scarlet Witch is destroying the Mind Stone in Vision's head. The soundtrack is so just, it captures your heart, honestly. And it's very, very good. And then the other part is when Thanos and Gamora are on Vormir and Thanos has to sacrifice Gamora. That soundtrack too. Just listen to it next time you watch the movie and you will understand. It is just one of my favorite soundtracks ever, to be honest.
I agree completely.
Okay. Anything to add?
Soundtrack was really good throughout. The ones that stand out were Gamora and Thanos on Vormir, so that was good. I mean, that was great. That was amazing.
All right, and story.
Great story. The counting down of each Infinity Stone, all the Avengers in the Guardians of the Galaxy coming to fight Thanos. Great villain, great people, great actors.
The inevitability of it, right? He says, I am inevitable, right? And you know it's true that he
doesn't say that?
Not in this movie. He does in the next one, though. I am inevitable. But because in this movie, he just has this momentum throughout the entire movie where he's going and just is unstoppable. Even at the beginning of the movie, he's fighting Hulk, and he just, even without the stones, he just kind of, I don't know, he makes Hulk seem like he's not even really a superhero at that point. And it's crazy how much power he seems to emanate in every scene of the movie that worked so well going along. All right, so let's go ahead and just give our final scores. I think this has been a little bit long, so we don't want to make it too much longer. You go.
I would give it a 10 out of 10. It was my favorite, maybe my favorite Marvel movie so far. I say maybe because I don't know if I like Iron Man 3 better. Just because it's Iron Man. But it was really good. There were no flaws at all. It was such a great movie.
For me, 10 out of 10 as well. It's not a surprise. Again, Avengers Endgame being as high as it is. This one is the same. It's right up there with Avengers Endgame. It is a 10 out of 10 movie. It is absolutely amazing. People that, kind of diss and just...
Why would they diss?
They diss these movies and they just say, oh, if you like, Marvel movies, you're basic, because they're not complicated. But I think people that don't really... It's not... We don't watch these just for the entertainment. Yes, they're very entertaining, but going through all of the categories, there is something about these movies that can speak to people. And it does. It speaks to me, and it is just a fantastic movie. So... I'm going to watch it many more times in my lifetime.
I was about to say something. I lost it.
Well, anyway, that's all we had to share for today. So that's our take. You give us yours, and we will see you on the next one.